meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, happy Wednesday. It is hump day. It is a beautiful day down here in the capital city. Thank God that Nick helped me out here. I was trying to talk with no microphone.
Yeah. Hey, in radio, guys, it's crazy. It's foreign thoughts, but a microphone does help to be able to project.
Definitely helps. It definitely helps. AG Raff, it is a beautiful day here in the capital city. We are looking at right now the temperature downtown Lincoln. Man, it is 63 degrees with a high of 78, low of 54, mostly cloudy. But the sun is out right now, so we'll take it.
Guys, after Saturday, so Saturday is supposed to be a day of like 80 degrees, I believe, for the next week, for the next 9 days, all over 80 degrees.
That is good to hear.
That's exciting. That's exciting. You don't get that weather in Texas, do you, AG?
Yeah, we do.
AG?
Yeah, hello?
No,
hello?
I can't hear you right now. Raff, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Raff?
Can you hear me?
Oh, here,
hello?
you know why? There we go. I had to turn your guys' mics on.
Yeah.
Hey, hand up. That's right, hand up. That's my bad.
Yeah. So we're starting the day off at 70 here and humid. So it's gonna feel like 80. So yeah. we know that life. We know
Absolutely.
that life down south.
Absolutely. Rafferty, what about you there in Huntsville, Alabama, man? How's it looking, bro?
Oh, 63, cloudy, high of 70. We don't have that amazing Lincoln weather.
Huh? Are you coming back?
Thinking about it.
Look at that. You should. I'm
Come
kidding.
on.
I'm
Come
kidding.
on now, Nick Sainer. Come
I'm
on.
kidding. Hey, Big Bird says, Nick, turn on the mics. Jeez, Nick is mute happy. I'm not trying to be mute happy. There's just buttons pushed and we hear you. This is hour 4.
Yours is a lot less egregious than mine. I was trying to talk with no microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there was like
they were
nothing in
blaming
front
me
of me.
they were blaming me for censoring AD. Wasn't even the one that was talking. But anyway, guys, we have to start out with the breaking news of the morning.
What
George
we got?
George
Yes.
Pickens is being traded to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, indeed.
AD, as the resident Steelers fan on this show, where are your emotions at right now?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised as much as I love Pickens, GP. AG knows this on a whole nother level, but he was a guy that extremely talented, but you never knew when he was going to show up mentally. And it just became too much. And obviously there's things from us on the outside looking in. That's why I'm always careful to say what a team should and shouldn't do with a player, because we're not in those doors. I'm not in that facility day to day. The times that, I was reading back today, my cousin that lives in Pittsburgh and doesn't do any work with the team, but he's around some of the players and things like that. The number of times that Pickens things that we just don't know about. Put it that way. AG, that'd be like, you know, the local media, the Milwaukee Tribune or whatever, the Register, whatever they call the paper in Milwaukee, your mainstay.
Green Bay Gazette.
Yeah, the Gazette. There's certain things they know, and there's certain things that you and your teammates know in that locker room that other people don't know. So I can sit here and trivialize and try to, but there's some things that were out in the open. So let's just know there was a lot of things we didn't know that led to this trade. So like I said, it's a business at the end of the day. Like I said, I love his talent, but at times he was more of a liability than an asset. Yeah. So I wish the kid the best. I don't wish any bad ill in the win. I hope it's a good start from in Dallas, a fresh start, and hope he understands. The thing that's about me, guys, to think about, he is so tremendously gifted. I mean, just ridiculously gifted. And I think some of it's immaturity, you know. And so maybe this is the thing that wakes him up, because the man is a monster. He's a beast. But Pittsburgh is in no situation as an organization to be playing a counselor with a guy that's supposed to come in and do his work. And as talented he is, you know, sometimes you got to just cut bait.
Yeah, I mean, guys, AEG Raff, when he's locked in, he is fantastic.
Yeah, he's a problem.
He is fantastic. But like, that's the thing is I think he allowed his emotions at times to get the best of him. But man, when he's locked in, he's really, really good.
AG, Raff, it was always and I'm saying this for me as a Steelers fan, every game I watched, I was on pins and needles within the game, because I'm like, okay, when is he going to cost us? Yeah. And he did. He did, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, once he has those outbursts, you know, like he has, that's where, as a player or as a coach, you got to try to chime into him and like put some nuggets into of knowledge. Be like, hey, you know, I know this is an emotional game. It's a physical game. So you bring out that, but at times you got to watch it, because obviously we don't want to get in those situations. And that was something coaches would talk. And I know Tomlin is a coach to talk about it. Like, hey, if we're in this situation, I need you. If the referees do this, I need you to react by doing nothing. Just walk away. Let me handle that as a coach, you know, because you saw him erupt on pass interference calls, touchdown catches that were not called touchdown catches, things of that nature. And so when those situations pop up, that's part of the player being a pro and part of the coach's job too. I'm pretty sure Tomlin did his job, but just as a pro, George needed to hold his emotions back, because obviously it costs penalties, it costs time off the field from him getting, you know, or even fined because of his reaction. Because sometimes just a reaction will get you in trouble, you know, either a flag or a fine that you have, you know, on Monday, basically. So he's young, you know, he got drafted in 2022. So he's not been in the league long. So he has a lot to learn. And, you know, and like you said, AD, already, this might be hopefully that learning lesson of professionalism of what you got to have. Because I know one place that's all about being professional is Dallas Cowboys. Because I remember going to the combine one year and sitting down and talking with some of their administrators, and they were business all the way through, even though they knew who I was. But the questioning, you know, the way once I got down and sat down after 2 questions, I was like, oh yeah, they about that life, they business. So I was like, let me get in my business form here and not have this. We weren't just having a general conversation. We were having a business conversation. But I've been pro enough where I knew I was going into a business conversation and not just a, hey, how you doing type of conversation. So that's how professional you have to be. And as a player, when you're on the field, again, don't let them. And one thing I know I learned a lot from older players and my family too, don't let them see you sweat. Basically, when the referee makes a bad call, you know what? It's out of your control. Walk away, basically, and do that. And that's what he has to learn.
What are your thoughts, Raff, real quick?
Right now, you know, the trade's, you know, done deal as far as Adam Schefter's reporting. It's going to be interesting to see what the Cowboys do, because they gave away a 3rd-round draft pick for him. And I think a 3rd and a 5th, and then they get a Pickens in a 6th and 27. But it'll be interesting to see. He's coming up on his contract year. So is this trade going to be one that is just one and done? Or are they going to try and lock him into something bigger? And we know how well Jerry Jones handles those contracts. So it'll be interesting.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. That's exactly where I wanted to go with that, is because so George Pickens is represented by the same agent that Micah Parsons is represented by. And a big part of that Micah Parsons contract was that Jerry Jones came out and goes, "Oh, I don't know that guy's name. He specifically said publicly, he's like, when he was talking about Parsons, he's like, I don't know who that is. I don't know that agent." So he thought that he could pull fast ones on him. So there's some animosity there already between that specific agent and the agency. and the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones. And so it's going to be really interesting as George Pickens is in the final year of his deal, I believe, after this coming season. It's going to be fascinating to see what he can do, whether he chooses to stay with the Cowboys or can he use this as kind of like a jumping pad to then get him a new deal somewhere else that maybe fits him well. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if Jerry Jones decides to play ball with the agent that still represents Micah Parsons, who is another one of the Dallas Cowboys stars, obviously.
Yeah, and what's going to make the negotiation easy for George Pickens and his agent firm is that he just goes out there and has one hell of a year.
Yeah,
that'll make it easy. I said if it's just I say run of the mill, just right on the line, then he can still talk. But obviously, if he doesn't do better than what he done in Pittsburgh, then it's going to be a conversation where the agent firm is really going to have to put together the stats to show Jerry and his team this is what he's worth and this is where he can align up in his in your budget for next year. So that's the two scenarios that could pop up. And I say even more though, if he doesn't perform at all, unfortunately gets hurt or he has one of his outbursts where he is losing time on the field, then it makes it real easy for the Cowboys and know what they need to do at the end of that season.
Raffy and AG, think about this for a second, you guys. Pittsburgh will receive a 2026 third round NFL pick as well as a fifth round.
27 fifth round. 27 fifth round.
27. You guys think about this. That wasn't even a lot they gave him away for.
Yeah.
That shows you, in my opinion, my humble opinion, how fed up they had to have been or just said, you know what, we're done. You know what I'm saying, Raff? I mean, to give away a third, it's just kind of like, yeah, we're done. And we're not going to be on the hook for that massive contract. To AG's point, if he puts in work, well, Dallas is on with that. We've seen enough for our eyes.
Yeah, and a lot of that's being that he's in the last year of his contract. I think if he would have had like 2 years left, they probably would have been able in a spot where they could have maybe went for his second, possibly. But being in that last year and not knowing, at least the Steelers they know that they're getting something next year. The Cowboys, it could be one and done. So I think that's why Pittsburgh gave them up to where they were, to where they could get something and not anything. So
or the fact is that he's ranked 32nd in receiving yards. He's not the top 10. Just think about that. So top 10 receivers will get, first round, second round pick trades in their negotiations. So him being the 32nd receiver, that means he's a starter on a roster somewhere, but he's not the best.
Right.
Because the best guys are over 1,200, 15, 1,700 yards. Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase type numbers. He's not, and right now he has not done that. He's personified the part where he's a big time receiver, but he hasn't did the stats. And I'd rather be the one doing the stats than the one personifying that I am that big guy. Well, if you are that big guy, go do it. And that's what I know. Mike Tomlin has said that to him probably once or twice. Hey, if you want to do Jamar Chase things, you want to do Justin Jefferson things, Brian Thomas things, go do it. Don't do it with your mouth. Do it with your legs and your body. That's what type of coach. I'm pretty sure he's had that conversation with Pickens on some level because he doesn't pull no punches, and that's what I love about Tomlin. I would have played for him, and I would love to coach with him. Right now he keeps it straight, and that's what you want as a professional most of the time, all the time, really. To be honest, you want it straight and forward and no sugarcoating anything.
I would say this a little bit in Pickens' defense. You had Matt Canada as an OC, and you have Art Smith as an OC.
Yeah,
you had a quarterback that was running for his life 90% of the time, and an offensive line that was ragamuffin. So, but to your point, you're exactly right as far as being in that top 10. I will say this as a little bit of a buffer, and I say a little bit for buffer because to your point, that has nothing to do with the attitude you bring on the field. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in regards to some of his stats, some of that is just horrible play calling that Pittsburgh unfortunately has been under for the past 5 years with Canada and then with Art Smith. Hopefully Art Smith turns it around this year, but I'm telling you, man, Freiermuth, I don't even know if he's playing anymore because he's hardly out there. It's just so hopefully Pittsburgh gets that changed. And there's a lot of questions. There's more question marks than periods for Pittsburgh for me right now.
I can't believe you have question marks. Mason Rudolph under center. You guys are set.
I don't have Mason Rudolph. It's Will Howard.
Hey, you need to put me back there if you're gonna have Mason back there.
Hey, man, bro. It's oh man. I tell you this about Howard though. I was looking at Gruden listened to a little thing on him last night. Yesterday afternoon, I was driving back from Kearney. And a big shout out to the folks in Kearney. I spoke for the Goodwill Industries of Nebraska, and just an amazing group of people.
Stayed at the Crown Plaza, I saw.
Yes. Kearney, the Giannis family, Eunice family, big ups to them. They have done an amazing job.
I love Kearney.
Yes, you do love Kearney. Kearney loves you, Nick.
Tony Veland and I love Kearney.
They asked where you were. They said, "Where's Ebony and Ivory?" There's a big buff black guy and a guy with a beard.
The Under Armour model and the short and stubby man.
Shout out to them. But I was listening to a little bit of Gruden on yesterday on a podcast talking about Howard. He goes, Howard is the thrift steal of the draft. Pittsburgh's quarterback. That's all those things are nice. But at the end of the day, I want to see it on Sundays.
I do like that pick because he's a hometown kid. He's from the state of Pittsburgh, and it doesn't really for him. It doesn't get any better than that.
I like that pick for where they got him at.
Yes, me too, because it was a surplus price. It was a surplus price, and he has that potential. You just got to put the coaching effort into him because you saw what he did, rotating schools. Success at both stops, or I think it was 2 stops, if not 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know he was at K-State and he was at Ohio State. Was he anywhere before K-State?
Nope, he was at K-State the entire year. Yeah.
Okay, so K-State success, Ohio State success, national title, boom, boom, boom. So that means his upside is very high. That means he tunes in, he's coachable, and you could see the throws he could do. He could do a lot of throws, that's all you need all you need as a quarterback. To be honest, you only need to be able to throw 3 throws, which is a deep ball, a slant route, and then a comeback. And he could do all those because that's what Ohio State did. So you got those 3 under the belt, then you're good. But, unless you're Pat Mahomes where you got another 3 or 4 under your belt where it's between underhand and pitching it and volleyballing it to somebody. That's about it. But he has that. And that's what Pittsburgh only is looking for.
Folks, we got some unsettling news. I've been listening to this. I'm not going to say names or anything like that right now, but a very close family friend, God brother. Pray for the Kessler Air Force Base right now. There's an active shooter, Kessler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi. Got a group text with some buddies and some family members, Bible study group. But yeah, there is an active shooter in Biloxi, Mississippi at Kessler Air Force Base. Pray, pray, pray. If you're of the praying type, good thoughts, energy, whatever your background may be. But yeah, it's not sounding. It's a tough situation.
Terrifying.
Right now. It's a very terrifying situation.
Terrible. I hate hearing that stuff.
Yeah, man. So keep them in your thoughts and your prayers and the first responders and that they get this thing wrapped up because it is an ongoing thing right now. But Kessler Air Force Base in Biloxi, Mississippi, very close friend, actually barricaded down there right now. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Folks, we will be back. It's The Drive. It's Wednesday. We got Raff in Huntsville, AG and the other eights in Houston, me and Nick here at the mothership. And we'll have the microphones on, Nick.
Well, I'm going to try to remember to turn them on when we come back from commercial break. I guess that is part of it.
Please do that. That is part of your job, man.
It would also help, Nick, if I had a microphone in my face that was right in front of me that I didn't have.
Look, this is hour number 4. We're hour number 3. We're working on it.
We do what we can do, Nick. We do what we can
do. Yeah, that's what it is. You do what you can do.
Hey, what are you talking about over there? Huh? I said, what are you talking about?
Bill, I think it's time for both of us to get our hearing checked. We should head over to Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. They offer a free hearing consultation and screening, affordable hearing aid prices, and a knowledgeable staff with over 30 years of experience.
Visit Christensen Hearing Analytics today in Williamsburg Village or give them a call at 402-489-3450. Christensen Hearing Analytics. A better life starts with better hearing.
Dumb.
Every family is different. So when it's time for a new heating and cooling system, why not get what fits you best? Get the perfect fit with Bryant. Maybe you need higher efficiency, better humidity control, increased warranty, or all the bells and whistles. Bryant provides options in warranty, features, comfort, and efficiency while maximizing savings. Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111, or visit BryantLincoln.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes needs repair and not replaced. Sometimes all you need to make your door like new again is a new bolt, a realignment, or even a new valve. Plus, the pros at Doors Plus handle your garage repairs the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus. Garage doors and more.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere air seeder during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Take your seeding performance to the next level with John Deere's advanced air seeding technology. Achieve precise seed and fertilizer placement, optimize emergence, and cover more acres with less downtime. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Contact your Landmark Implement for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Summertime is here. It's time to get to Brown's Shoe Fit for their May sandal sale. From now through May 31st, get $15 off all regular price sandals. Whether it's for hiking, for the lake, or just everyday sandals, Brown's has you covered. And don't forget, Brown's carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your summer off right with the May sandal sale at Brown's Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln. Are you a fan of local wine, craft beers, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling.
Oh, gotcha.
Underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-660-6397, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back on this beautiful Wednesday morning here at the capital city, the mothership, 1040 O Street. Come on down. It's a beautiful day to grab some coffee, hang out outside on the patio, come inside and partake as well. Amazing baristas back there. We have Naomi. I think Naomi is fairly new. She is back behind there, taking care of drinks, etc. Last night, a game that I did not watch last night, Nick, but I did catch the scores, and I appreciate Raff for reminding me they played. I was trying to forget they even played last night, losing 8-7. Another tough game for Nebraska. Creighton gets bragging rights for this year. Man. Nick, break it down, man. And not only that, break it down, but just break this one down.
I was talking to a couple buddies, actually a couple former Husker baseball players last night, right around 6 o'clock when the game started, and we were talking like, Will Walsh starting up, and we had made the prediction or projection that, okay, he's starting tonight, or he's starting on Tuesday. What does that mean? Are they getting him ready for Big Ten tournament play? And I was talking to a guy that actually just played last year. And what I would say is he kind of threw a bullpen yesterday, a bullpen session, because he didn't go for very long, and I don't think the leash was very long on Will Walsh either. But he goes a little over 2.5 innings of work. Then they bring in a couple of other guys. Nebraska, though, I said it earlier this morning, I'll say it again. They just don't have the pitching that's consistent enough to where they can hold teams to fewer than 3 runs in a game consistently. And when you pair that with an offense that's inconsistent at best, or it's a late bloomer when they don't score runs or can't muster a couple of hits together until the later innings, and you're asking that offense to score over 5 runs a game, it's just not a recipe for success right now. So Nebraska's got to figure out something. The thing that Creighton does so well is they're able to manufacture runs, number one. Number two is they play team defense incredibly well. And so when you're able to do stuff like that and your identity, it's sustainable. And it has been under Ed Service, who coached his final game against Nebraska last night. But if you aren't able to know your identity, then that's where you get into the position that Nebraska's in, and you're struggling a little bit. Just to use the recency comparisons, it's 2021. What did that Nebraska baseball team do so well? It was small ball. It was always applying pressure, and it put the opposition in some really uncomfortable situations. And they applied pressure in all 9 innings. Then 2022 and 2023 kind of went away from it. And what did you do well last year? You got back to that, string together some base hits. You got a couple of guys in the lineup that were able to hit the long ball, and you were able to have some success in the postseason. Well, now this year, guess what? Some of those guys that stepped up last year, the Gabe Swansons, who are finally catching fire, they just didn't do it for the entirety of the year. And so now Nebraska is sitting here 49 games into the season and saying, okay, what do we want to lean on when it comes to do or die play, guys?
Nick, like I said, I didn't watch the game. I just seen the highlights on the news last night. It just seems that this team sometimes tend to get their own way. I mean, they had enough hits last night to get things done, but it just seems like they tend to get in their own way at times. It's just been the season ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? You do great this past weekend. You take care of Minnesota, and then boom again.
Yeah.
And the midweek again. And so Creighton obviously has bragging rights for this 2-1, but and I tell you what, who's not going to feel sorry for him is the Wolverines, who they're going to take on next.
Well, guys, I just think that ultimately AG Raff, it was disappointing because Nebraska wins in Omaha and a couple of weeks ago, and they come out and they're like, this isn't a rivalry, and we try to win every single game. Nebraska kind of talked junk, and Nebraska since 2018, they're 13-3. They're 3-13 now against Creighton. And it's one of those things of, you can talk stuff, but you better be able to back it up.
Yeah, 100%.
And last night, Creighton, they win. They come out firing a little bit in the early innings. In like the 3rd inning, they scored a couple of runs. They continued to tack on. They led 6-0. And then when it mattered most, they were able to add a couple of insurance runs. And so, speaking of insurance, we got to talk about our good friend Jack here in just a minute. But insurance runs
like that
to where Nebraska, they were able to string a couple things together. They had bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. But you're asking guys to do a lot of things that they're uncomfortable with, and it's just not a recipe for success consistently. And so then that resulted in Creighton celebrating on your home field and taking a picture after they just beat you on your home field, which stings as a fan, and it should sting as a player.
Yeah, and to your point, Nick, you brought up the fact that Creighton manufactured runs, and that is that's like a fundamental of baseball, basically, because if you don't have the big hitters, then what you do with the hitters that can hit the ball, I mean, I say big hitters, I mean home run hitters, but when you have guys that can at least make contact and get the ball into play, and this is what you do. So that's where you talk to your first hitter, the leadoff hitter, and second hitter and say, hey, I need you to try to hit it over into left field or right field to get you on base. And then after that, then so-and-so is going to bunt, or then we're going to steal a base here. We're going to steal a base there, and then try to do a squeeze play if we got a guy on third base, because the pitcher's not paying attention. We know that. I noticed this a couple of games ago. So that's kind of where the coaching comes into manufacturing what you can do out of what you got. So manufacturing runs, that's that fundamental as a coach that you got to, realize, oh man, wait a minute, pitching struggling, our hitting is there, but we can't lean on the hitting all the time. Just like if you're in football, you can't lean on the run game if you got a great run game, because eventually it's going to get slowed down because the pass game has to complement it. So same there. If you don't have the hits coming, got to do something in the infield in terms of when we're on offense, we got to move guys around the base path to get guys hitting that home plate a lot more than the other team, basically.
And that's a great point, because in baseball, especially in the postseason specifically, it's a lot about matchups and where you're playing in the postseason specifically. Like Nebraska's about to play, and this is why they had success in the Big Ten tournament last year. Nebraska's about to play in Charles Schwab Field if they're able to make the Big Ten tournament. They're about to play at Charles Schwab Field, one of the biggest college stadiums in the country. And they're, as a team last year, they had a couple of guys in Josh Karen, Gabe Swanson, we saw it, that were able to consistently hit the ball out of the yard. But the thing that they did best was they applied pressure, especially on the base paths. They applied a lot of pressure. Nebraska's steal percentage this year is just over about 62%. They're not flashy on the base paths, although they even got more speed in the transfer portal. They brought in Robbie Bolin, who gets on base. They brought in a freshman in Devin Nunez. Riley Silva, who only got caught stealing less than 5 times last year, is still on the team and still plays. But Nebraska only has only successfully stolen a base 62% of the time this year in like 35 plus chances. It just hasn't been the same as last year. And I use you said eventually things get slowed down. The reason I said, a lot of it is matchup and ballpark base is because you look at a team like Florida last year, guys, who can hit the snot out of the ball last year. Well, they got fortunate. Florida did. They got matched up in a ballpark down at Oklahoma State at O'Brate Stadium with the Huskers and with Oklahoma State in that regional, where it was a wiffle ball field. It was a launch pad. The fences were short. It's one of the smallest ballparks in the entire country. And Florida had the home run power, and that's how they were able to win. That's how they were able to beat Nebraska. They started off the first game of the regional with a leadoff home run by Andre Curlin from the Florida Gators against Brett Sears of Nebraska. It's unfortunate, but a lot of it's matchup based. It always travels: pitching and defense. Throw strikes, be competitive in the zone, don't give up free passes. That stuff travels. That has no change depending on the ballpark you play in.
Raffy, Big B says here, I want you to comment on this. He goes, funny, and good morning to you, Big B. One ball and throwing up the bones, baby. He goes, I'm in Arkansas for work. Listening to the game last night at the hotel, there were some Arkansas fans sitting close and heard the game. First question, what happened with them? Returned 20-plus starters, and they're struggling. That's the million-dollar question at home.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher. But even the stuff that Nebraska's not doing well is stuff that is cut from the Will Bolt, Dave Van Horn mold, the way they've coached through the years. And it's just got to burn Will Bolt to see Nebraska failing at basically your fundamentals, the free 90s that they give away. They had a chance to get out with double play, and they were unable to get out, just the small things in baseball, the stuff that's, kind of been I'd say what makes Nebraska baseball, what Dave Van Horn instilled. I know I hate to go back like 20 years, but when we brought in Will Bolt, we thought that, that's what we had. And you've seen it out of Will Bolt, like not the base paths. Like it's always been Nebraska baseball, putting pressure on the other team. And it seems like this year we're just not putting the pressure on what Nick said. So it's frustrating.
It's tough because last night, a lot of the mistakes that Nebraska made, a lot of the mistakes were because of decisions that Nebraska made. They allowed 9 free batters to get on base, 9 free passes yesterday. They had a double play opportunity with the bases loaded and missed it. They lost a pop fly in the lights, if I remember correctly. And then little things like this, guys, where you get tagged out at third base because you're trying to stretch it. You get tagged out at third base with the heart of your order due up. Like little things like that. When you're talking about 1-run baseball games like last night finished, the baseball gods, a lot like football and basketball in the sports, right? The gods that are watching from above have a funny way of working out. A game where there's one error that one team commits and the other team has a spotless game defensively, a lot of times they end in 1-run fashion. Last night, Nebraska was able to make up for a lot of their mistakes, It just wasn't enough, right? Like if you're on that pitching staff right now, or if you're Rob Childress, you're saying to yourself, what does this game look like if we only give up 5 walks as a pitching staff, which still isn't good.
Right.
It's still not good. But what if we were just a little bit better? And that should eat Nebraska alive these next couple of days until they get another chance at it against the Michigan Wolverines. And, it's one of those things where it eats you alive because you say, I needed to be 3 pitches better. I needed to be 1 strike better. And now you can't go back to it.
I will bring up another quick point just about the pitching. Looking at the stats, I see here that they got Gavin. He has a 2.7 ERA, sitting at 3-0 in terms of wins. And then you got a few other people that's sitting at 3. One person sitting at 3, the rest is 4 and 5 and 6s. You could moneyball this thing because then you have the pitchers that you want to look at pitchers that got the experience. That means got wins and that can keep their ERAs low. And then you rotate between those guys, but then you got to coach them up as well mentally too. Like you just mentioned that last play on third base, Nick. That's something where that is watching film and then coaching players up and have them fully aware in certain situations, and playing ball. It's playing small ball. And small ball is in the bases. So when you're in the bases, this is what you got to pay attention to. Between the pitcher, the first baseman, shortstop, second baseman, you're watching them because if the ball comes here, you got to know where they're going to go with the ball. And if you don't know that, then that's going to be a disparity on the coach first, because the coach has to educate the player. Even though these are college students, sometimes obviously they forget because they're in the play. They're playing, they're physical, they're hitting the ball, they're running, they're stealing bases, stuff like that. So you got to keep them aware during the game and say, hey, situational time. Here we go. Situational. And we talk about this in football. Situational football. There's situational baseball too. You got 2 runners on second. Where's the shortstop going to go with the ball? 2 runners on base. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Where's the shortstop going to go with the ball? You got to know those situations as a runner to know how you could push that defender, because that defender is going to want to. He knows fundamentally I got to go to first base or I got to go to home plate if it's a point situation. But if at worst case scenario, just get the out, go to first base. But if you're not pushing him and the base runners don't understand it, then you have those errors and you have those mental lulls that we've been seeing out there on the baseball field.
It's really unfortunate, guys. It's really unfortunate just because it's similar to a quarterback. When the bullets are flying, how do you respond? It's in baseball. It's in the moment. How much the level of IQ shows up. The baseball IQ. The difference in somebody that truly knows the game in the moment is so noticeable in comparison to somebody who doesn't, right? And who just acts on emotion rather than logic, I suppose. Now, one thing I will say about Nebraska's pitching staff, all those guys you kind of rattled off, AG, is all of them have somewhat defined roles. And what Nebraska's lacking is Nebraska needs somebody to go above and beyond their role. And what I mean by that is like a Gavin Blackowitz who yes, is 3-0 on the year. He's not somebody that Nebraska can go to for a substantial amount of time. I'm looking at guys like now Jeter, I'm going to see Jeter in a couple of weeks when he plays in the state tournament. Jalen Worthley, his older brother.
Yeah.
That's a guy who's been hurt, unfortunately, and he's got a little bit of a shoulder issue going on. But once he gets back, that's one of your high leverage guys, and hopefully he can make it back for the Michigan series this weekend. But there's other guys, and this is not just a 2025 Nebraska roster issue. This is guys that have been holdovers for the last 3 or 4 years that just have not gotten better, that have not been able to expand their role. And at some point, the staff, and we can look at Rob Childress and we can look at Will Bolt and the staff and go, okay, it's on you guys to get these guys better and be able to mold these guys into high leverage, fixes and solutions. But in also reality, you got to have just the willingness and the want to have exceptional baseball IQ, whether it's on the base paths or whether it's in the dugout, being locked in mentally, even when you're not playing in the game. And then guys that just want to go out there and compete.
It's a two-way street. So I agree with you there. It's got to be the coaching and the players understanding, like players talking about situational stuff when they're walking to the weight room, when they're walking to the field. Hey man, that one situation we had back when we played, Purdue, like having those general conversations when we're working it out. And then mentally, once you get to the field, you're already kind of locked in. You're like, it's been on my brain thinking, because once you start thinking out those plays, the reaction part becomes more natural to that. You're not overthinking it when you're in the moment. You already talked about the moment before you got to the field or to the diamond. You already talked about that. So then when you get on the field, it's just reactionary after that. And I think that's what needs to start to be cultivated on this roster, because if you got good players. I mean, I'm looking at a guy who got a ton of experience. ERA is a little high. Drew Christo, he's got the most innings pitched for the team, 38.1. So right there, that is something you can work with as a coaching staff, because you could be like, he's been in a lot of situations. He's been in good situations. He's been in bad situations. This is how we could probably use that, or use his experience to start, something going in the right direction. So we understand, at least we got, this is ahead of our pitching staff, and we could go down from there and make sure we got somebody that we could depend on in terms of experience. And there's a few other guys too that could come on after him.
This is year 4 of Drew Christo, and it just hasn't been there. It just hasn't all 4 years. And that's one of those. That's one of the guys that I was going to say without saying the name of one of the just hasn't gotten better. He's sat at his velocity hasn't improved a whole lot over the last couple of years. It's unfortunate. I will say this before we go to break. I lost my train of thought, of course. But either way,
happens to me all the time, Nick.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say. But either way, I'm sure it'll come back to me in just a moment.
As you're waiting, as we go to break, it'll hit you back. This segment was brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. To protect your home, your vehicle, family, even your future, give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you.
I remembered it now. So going back to the baseball IQ, and I never played at the college level, so I'm not going to sit here and act like I was some superstar of a baseball player. But I did, and I still do love situational baseball. Like I love analyzing situational stuff, and like little intricacies of the game, because there's a lot of them. What I will say though is at Pius, what we did under Coach Scharf was, and we did it every single year, is the coaches would make an IQ test for us. And every single year, once you made the team on the first day of practice, you got it. It was like a 10-page front and back IQ test. And you had to, you hand wrote it out. You hand wrote out.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Answered situational baseball. And it was
and this is high school?
It was high school. It was at Pius here in Lincoln.
I love it. I love it.
And I'm serious. And they did this every single year. And as freshmen, you came in and you didn't know the right answers, but you didn't know the wrong answers either. And so every guy would have to fill it out. You had 3 days to complete it. And it was like, okay, you're going to come to practice on Wednesday, and it's going to be filled out all 10 pages or all 7 pages, whatever it was, front and back. You're going to write this out. And then guess what we would do the last 20 minutes of every single practice, because there'd be about 2 weeks of practice only before we started games. The last 20, 30 minutes of the games, we'd go over one sheet. We'd go over one sheet at the end of practice and say, okay, let's walk this out. Let's do this. We got situationals coming up. We did this thing at the end of practice called situationals, where we'd all be out in the field. We'd have base runners on, and we'd we basically simulate a specific situation in a game, so that way when we are in the game, it's just innate nature. We've talked about it, number one, but then we've also acted on it. And so I'm not saying Nebraska needs to have this IQ test, right? Like, but I'm saying that when you're a team that doesn't do one thing specifically well, or incredibly, so much better than another thing, and you're just kind of there, you really got to lean into the IQ, the mental side of it, and really the fundamental pieces of it to have some sort of success.
You got to become scrappy.
Yeah.
If you're not that big dog on campus, you got to find other ways to inflict pain or score points, get strikeouts, things of that nature, because it's a game, and it's a multiple level game. So you could play long ball, you could play short ball, you could play the infield, base running, and the infield in terms of between your shortstop, third base, and first baseman. So
100%.
those are all the fundamental levels of how you play baseball. If you don't have this is what you're going to do. You don't have a big pitcher, this is what you're going to do. You're going to slow the game down. We're going to throw to the big hitter. We're not going to throw to him. We're going to walk him every time. That's the conversation that managers and dugouts have, the coaches have in the dugout. Hey, all right, we don't have good pitching. We're going to walk this guy. We're going to get to the other guy, having those conversations. But it's just something that has to be hopefully figured out amongst them on the team, coaching, players, and then we'll see the change. But they got to do the due diligence to get there.
Hey, we're 49 games into the season. I think this is kind of
I'm talking moving forward, like for next year. Like this is a long thing. It's not just right now. Try to get a Big Ten. No, it's like we got to look forward to the future and understand that this is a long process that was going to get everybody there on the same page.
Yep. Go ahead, AD. Throw us to break, my friend.
All right, we're going to go to phone break, folks. We'll be right back. It's The Drive.
Psst. You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK, make flying easy.
Big news from your Nebraska lottery. Mega Millions is now more mega than ever. First off, a new multiplier is built into the game. Plus, there are now bigger jackpots, better odds, and prizes start at $10. So don't miss out on these fantastic enhancements. Visit your favorite Nebraska lottery retailer today and play Mega Millions with the new built-in multiplier, bigger jackpots, better odds, and prizes starting at $10. Drawings Tuesdays and Fridays. $5 Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 290 million.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Are you a fan of local wine, craft beer, cider, or spirits? Don't miss SIP Nebraska's 12th anniversary celebration, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park, and join others who share your passion for great drinks. Enjoy unlimited tastings, live music, delicious food, artisans, and lawn games as you celebrate Nebraska's vibrant beverage industry. And when you find one you love, you can buy a bottle to take home. Choose your ticket package at sipnebraska.com. The SIP Nebraska Spring Festival, a Blur event, May 9th and 10th at Mahoney State Park in Ashland.
Hey, what are you talking about over there?
Huh?
I said, what are you talking about?
Bill, I think it's time for both of us to get our hearing checked. We should head over to Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. They offer a free hearing consultation and screening, affordable hearing aid prices, and a knowledgeable staff with over 30 years of experience.
Visit Christensen Hearing Analytics today in Williamsburg Village or give them a call at 402-489-3450. Christensen Hearing Analytics. A better life starts with better hearing.
In today's digital world, technology works great until it doesn't. At Hamilton, we work to keep your business up and running. We are more than an IT company. We're your partner, focused on customized solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Say goodbye to tech stress and unexpected IT costs when you hire Hamilton. Together, we help you focus on what really matters. Technology solutions. Connect with us at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what?
I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You should treat mom to some barbecue. At Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, we think award-winning moms deserve award-winning barbecue without having to lift a finger. We invite you and your family to gather around our table on Mother's Day for Hog Wild's slow smoke favorites, or place an order to go online at gohogwild.com for a spring picnic where mom is the guest of honor. We look forward to seeing you this Mother's Day. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
A smoke-free environment is the only way to fully protect from the dangers of secondhand smoke. That's why smoke-free policies are so important to me. Whether it's in my car, apartment building, or when I'm dining outdoors, there's no place for secondhand smoke or e-cigarette aerosol. Breathe easier knowing the facts. Visit smokefree.ne.gov. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I could tell something wasn't right. My buddy Jake just wasn't himself. He seemed down. I was concerned about him and asked if he was thinking about suicide.
We all have a role in preventing suicide. Know the warning signs. They may not seem like themselves, be depressed, withdrawn, stressed, agitated, or talking about suicide. Call, text, or chat 988 for 24/7 support. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. as Lincoln Lighthouse's Executive Director Bill Mitchner educates listeners on the history of Lighthouse, their mission, and how you can get involved in shaping today's youth into tomorrow's adults. Every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nominations for the Step Forward Awards are now open. These awards are the state's most prestigious awards for volunteerism, and we need your help to find outstanding volunteers from your region of the state. If you know a volunteer who deserves to be honored for their service, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Nominate Now. Nominations must be submitted by June 1st. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Now back to the drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. We got some history, a little behind schedule here. We will hop right back on schedule, though. We got some history to discuss. And, folks, this was in 1980. Go ahead.
I was going to say we're behind because, I was rambling about baseball, so I apologize.
Oh, good.
Rambling about Nebraska
That was a good
baseball.
conversation. That was a
It's
good
frustrating.
conversation.
Hey, actually, while we're on this real quick, speaking of baseball, guys, it was so stupid
boy.
yesterday. It was so stupid. The Chicago Cubs they were down by 2 going into the bottom of the 9th inning. They ended up tying it up in the bottom of the 9th, 5-5. No runs were scored in the 10th inning.
Oh, wow.
But in the top of the 11th, the San Francisco Giants put up 9 runs in the top of the 11th inning. And it was, you never see a lopsided score when it's an extra inning, when the game goes to extra innings. I opened up the app because I was giving lessons last night. I opened up the app and I was like, 14-5. That's unfortunate. And I saw in 11 innings, what the heck happened? And I look and it said 9 runs at the top of the 11th inning. And I was like, well, shocker. The Cubs bullpen fell apart. But anyway, so that was just, you just got to laugh it off. Raffy, what's your Oh, go ahead.
Did you see the Royals game?
Oh, yeah. That's the most Chicago White. That made me feel better. Chicago White Sox. Hey, the second baseman ranges over, had a chance to end the game. He misses his glove on a pop fly, AD and AG. On a pop fly, it missed his glove, hit him in the head.
Oh, man. I've been part of that.
Gosh, it's just funny. It just makes the day. It just makes the day.
I had a team on where I nicknamed us the Bad News Bears. I was like, this is rough. This is rough. I had a rough
history we got right here, folks. 1985, the opener against Florida State moved up a week to September 7th for an ABC telecast. National telecast. Nebraska ended up losing that game against Florida State, 17-13. The quarterback for Nebraska was Travis Turner. Doug Dubose had a great game, ran for $116 in that game, still came up with a loss. They had McManus, Raff. You maybe remember McManus, the quarterback for Florida State. He was a bad boy. So Nebraska ends up losing that game 17-13, and had to split our $500,000 share with the rest of the Big 8. That is the history for my segment right now. Raffy, what you got, my man?
All right, I'm going to go back to 1982. A California federal jury rules that the NFL violated antitrust laws, which made it possible for the Oakland Raiders to move to the LA Raiders. The reason why this history is so funny is because the next year, a young man from Stanford came out in the draft. You might know him as John Elway. The Raiders actually had
Andrew Luck. He went to the Colts. Anyway, go ahead.
So the Raiders actually wanted Elway and had a better trade on the table to the Colts to get Elway. However, Pete Rozelle was so upset still at Al Davis, he nixed the entire trade. So that's part of the reason why the Broncos ended up getting Elway, was because Pete Rozelle was so mad at Al Davis because of the lawsuit the prior year.
Yeah. Raff, would you still be a Broncos fan if it wasn't John Elway? Or would you be a John Elway fan if it wasn't him on the Broncos?
Oh, yes. I was a Broncos fan before John Elway.
Okay, cool.
Craig Morton was my man.
Okay. Well, that was just your favorite player.
Yep, he was number 7. He was my first football favorite player. Yeah, my first favorite football player, number 7, Craig Morton, Berkeley, California.
That's awesome. That's awesome. AG, what you got for us today?
Man, I got a fun one. So this was May 7th last year. You had a notable ESL Pro League player, so CSGO player named Nico, who delivered an ace. And an ace, from what I'm looking at it is 10 straight headshot kills in FPS shooting game in a row to win the match. At Worlds last year. So that's as I would say, that's gangster.
Yeah,
you know?
I can't do
so
that.
It's like a hat trick in hockey. It's like a no-hitter in baseball. That's what he did. The last 10 kills for his team were all by him, and they were all headshots.
That's crazy. That's wild. All right, fellas.
Folks, when we come back, we've got some NBA action to discuss. There is a team that is east of us that is still pissed off as we speak this morning. As far as that goes, big games tonight as well. Bottom of the hour, We're going to discuss, there was a high school track meet that took place yesterday, and there were a lot of records that were long-standing that bit the dust. We'll discuss when we come back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You should treat mom to some barbecue. At Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, we think award-winning moms deserve award-winning barbecue without having to lift a finger. We invite you and your family to gather around our table on Mother's Day for Hog Wild slow smoke favorites, or place an order to go online at gohogwild.com for a spring picnic where mom is the guest of honor. We look forward to seeing you this Mother's Day. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K, or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Schwizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at Midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. Nick just closed the door. Raff, what do we know about doors? Who helps us with doors, my man?
Well, we're proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
You guys, there were
a little late on that one.
It's all right. It's all right. A team that kind of segued and that was a little late, but they still got it done. You guys, I texted another one of our group chats. I just said, insane finish. The Cavs and the Pacers, literally with 1:02 left in the game, Nick. 1:02 left in the game.
Yep.
They were down 7 points.
They sure were.
Cleveland is just got to be sick. Indiana was down 7 points, literally with down 7 with 1:02 left in the game, and came back and won. You guys, you look at the stats of that game. The free throws absolutely just killed Cleveland.
Killed them. Guys. I mean, let's talk about this real quick. Where if you're the Indiana Pacers,
oh gosh,
you were down 14 at the start of the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And you sat there and you go, okay, here we go. Let's think about this. When you were down by like 7 with 49 seconds to go, it was crazy. You end up missing a free throw. The Pacers do. They're down by 2 at this point, 119 to 117. They miss a free throw, and Tyrese Halliburton gets an offensive rebound on the missed free throw. How do you allow that to happen if you're Cleveland? How? And then Halliburton ends up going to the top of the key, steps back, bang. That's it.
Hey, I mean, crazy things happen. This is sports. This is why we can play. That's why we compete in it. That's why we watch it. It's the way the ball. But you got to watch the ball. Come off the rim, and that's why Dennis Rodman mastered that, because he knew the importance of knowing the direction of the ball bouncing off the rim, and it's just a misplay by the ball. By the Cavaliers team, because they had 4 or 5 guys within the ball reach, and it went to Halliburton on him that was covered. He had a guy covering him, but then just as the ball, when he's watching the ball, he lost track of Halliburton, and so that's why that happens. And then if you're a good shooter, throw it up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The worst shots you miss is the ones you don't shoot. That's it.
Yeah, it's bizarre, guys. I think I just get. I'm more shocked that when you go back the last 3 days, last 3 nights rather, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, every single road team has won the game. Has won the game. Not a single home organization has been able to protect home court. You had the Pacers beating the Cavs on Sunday and Tuesday. Monday, you had the Knicks beat the Celtics. You had the Nuggets come back in last-second fashion and knock off the Thunder. Now tonight, here you have it, where it's the Knicks against the Celtics again in the first game of the night. The second game of the night is the Nuggets at the Thunder, and you're sitting here going, okay, how are you going to go back and not be down 2-0 if you're one of these home teams? You got to figure out a way to even the series. Neither team last night was able to even that series at 1-1. The Warriors are up now 1-0, and now the Pacers are up 2-0.
Raff, you look at this. Donovan Mitchell,
48,
5, 9, 4, and 1, 48 points, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. Raff, he could hardly run at the end of that game.
Yeah, I know he put it all on the line for his team, but I revert back to Tyrese Halliburton. One of the NBA officials came out and said that he's one of the most overrated players, out there.
An official said that?
One of the team representatives.
Oh, team reps. Okay, I'm like, an official said that? I'm like, didn't they get in trouble for that? But okay, gotcha.
Yeah, referee came out. He's horrible. So one of the team reps, came out and said he's, one of the most overrated players in the NBA. And he, like he said last night after the game, he's at peace now. He's comfortable with himself, and I think he's dangerous, because I think when you're looked down upon, I think that gives you that little extra added edge. And I think he has that. And now that he's, with his game, because you looked his game, the first 3.5 quarters, I think he was sitting like about 16 points. And then into the game came, and it was time when it came to winning time, Halliburton turned it on.
Yeah, well, Indiana got really good balance all over. They got Nesmith added double figures. You had Miles Turner that had 23 points, if I remember correctly, and then Tyrese Halliburton did his thing. I looked at it from a Cavs standpoint, guys, and they don't have a shot in this series if Darius Garland's not playing. It's rough without Evan Mobley, AG, but without Darius Garland, they just don't have much of a chance.
Man, you got Benedict Mathurin coming off the bench hitting 19. It's like and he's 6 for 6 from free throws, so he put his part in there too. So when you have team play like that, and you got one or two good players, which they do have, Halliburton being one of them, you have a chance. And that's what I mean. And this basketball right now is taking me back to my childhood days of late 80s and early 90s basketball. Like, they're playing it out, where you say, what's his name from Cleveland, Donovan, he could barely run up and down the court because he's giving it his all. That's stuff I'm accustomed to watching, and instead of watching 3-pointers being shot on step backs all day long, from what Boston did to themselves the other day. But they're going to learn from that. There's so many ways you can win. You just got to find which way are we going to win today, basically. Are we going to be that team that we are, where we're going to hit all our shots, play defense, and win by 20, or we're going to basically have to, hit the three, be a 3-point shooter game, and make sure we grab the boards, defend the paint. Because if we're going to shoot the 3, that means we need to secure the paint and get the rebounds and shoot it back out to our shooters, where then they could come into the paint and force a foul and to get the and one, or get the free throw, get the charity stripe shots. So that's the part of the games that you want to think about between coaches and players.
Which AD, Kenny Atkinson, the head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers, is kind of talking indirectly post-game, complaining about the officials and saying that, essentially saying that they're allowing them to play too much and it's too physical. And I'm sitting here going,
what?
This is incredible. This is great This is great viewership. But I get that it's maybe being called a little slightly different than it is in the regular season. I just think the natural intensity is ramped up a little bit more as well. But on top of it all is, we had a game in the second game of the day last night between the Warriors and T-Wolves. It was decided by a score of 99-88. The Timberwolves scored 11 points in the entire second quarter. I mean, think about that, where it's in this day and age of we just talked about it so much of this week so far, guys, where you're scoring 120, 130 points consistently. a playoff game between two of the best teams in a conference, 99-88.
I tell you what their coach did, he did them no favors. This is the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's physical. It's going to be that way. They call it that way the entire game as far as that goes. Going after the game to cry in your milk after you gave up look, you were up 14 points. And you're going to talk about the officiating was too rough.
The officiating wasn't a problem when you were up by 14 at the start of the quarter.
Yeah, it wasn't a problem. Exactly, Nick. You're up 14 points to start of the fourth quarter. Now all of a sudden, the officiating is too rough. You know what? You man up. This is the playoffs. That comment right there was the exact reason why a lot of people don't watch the NBA until the playoffs.
That's right.
Because it's so puff. I want to see the guy. I'm obviously no clotheslining or something crazy, something egregious. But there were no problems when you were up 14 points going to four. So don't start crying when your team is not boxing out. They're missing free throws. They're turning the ball over, and you allow a guy to basically take care of you and with literally 2 seconds left to beat you. So I don't want to hear anything about the officiating when you were up 14 going to four.
Every now and then a clothesline is okay. No, I'm kidding.
Back in our day, it happened, man.
Hey, if you got to send a message, you got to send a message.
Hello, somebody pick up that phone. Ring.
Bill Lambier, Dennis Rodman. I can go on and on and on. They took plenty.
Charles Oakley. Charles Oakley.
Come on, Raff. I'm calling you. Pick up that phone. Bang.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need a good clothesline or a shot to the clavicle.
Yeah, right.
No. Hey, don't hurt him. I just say this: don't hurt him.
Yeah. No.
You can do what you want, but don't hurt him.
Raff, before we go to break, Raff, I'm gonna ask Raff this though.
Yeah.
Raffy, the physicality of it. Okay, that's what in me and you being the elder ones, and mom being right in that same group a few years younger, but that whole era of the late 80s, the 80s, as far as that goes, the 90s. And I'm not saying you play dirty basketball, but when it's the playoffs, don't be complaining about physicality, man. This is win or go home.
Yeah, and it's not being like you're out to your intent is out to hurt somebody. No, you're just saying to the other team, we're not going to let you just shoot a uncontested shot. Basically, I'm not going to let you come to my paint and shoot a layup where it's nobody trying to block the shot. Okay, I'm not going to let you shoot a 3-pointer or a mid-range without somebody in your face. Now, if we get a little, if a little push comes after the shot, that's part you got to suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna make sure that if you're gonna want to shoot it or dunk it in my paint, you're gonna earn the shot, and then you're gonna definitely get an and one on top of that. Just letting you know, and I'm letting my players know be firm, but don't obviously we're not. Our intent is not to hit or hurt. Our intent is to send a message that you're gonna get hit when you come. You're gonna get touch. What's that? Reach out and touch someone when you come into the paint. That's all. That's if you and the referees call it, they call it. We'll take the 5 fouls that we need to take to send the message and make sure that the game, when they come to the paint and they would think about the mid jumpers, then they have that on their mind to think about as well.
Raff, who you got tonight? Knicks and Celtics. Who we taking?
Ooh. I'm going with the Celtics. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. How about Nuggets and Thunder? Who we taking? Nuggets lead the series 1-0. The Thunder had it locked down, similar to what we thought the Cavs had.
Man, I'm going with SGA. I'm going with Oklahoma City.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Oklahoma City and the Celtics. We'll see what happens tonight. Those games, Knicks Celtics 6:30, while Nuggets Thunder at 8:30 p.m. Or excuse me, 6 and 8:30. 6 p.m. 8:30 p.m. That's a late start, man.
It's a late start, yeah.
It's a late start for us that are in bed by 10.
Well, I'll say just a quick update. I'm not sure what Steph Curry's status is going to be Thursday. Coach came out and said most likely, Steve Kerr said most likely he will not be playing. So that's going to be interesting there too. However, if you're Minnesota, you're thinking, we just got dog walked without their best, without their best guy out there. So we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be interesting. Warriors take a 1-0 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves in that game last night. So we'll see what goes on.
Minnesota shot 17% from beyond the 3-point line. I mean, we've seen in a league where a lot of the game is transitioning to the 3-point shot, right? We saw the Celtics then in the playoffs. The Celtics shot 15 of 60 from the 3 last night. Minnesota shot, I think it was 5 of 29 from beyond the 3-point line. It was 17%. It's just not doable if you are there. So
sustainable.
All right, AD, send us to break, my friend.
All right, folks, we'll be right back. Discuss some sports took place here in the capital city on the track. We'll be right back. Just drive.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center. Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Make your move fun and easy with the help of Movers and Shakers. Movers and Shakers is homegrown, female-led, and ready to help make your transition to a new space as seamless as possible. They excel at residential and commercial moving jobs, as well as offer home cleanouts and junk removal services. Moving into a new place is stressful enough, so let Movers and Shakers ease the transition. Give them a call today at 712-899-6265 or book your move online at www.moversandShakersNE.com today. Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Schwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Early break.
Weird things that freaks me out. Unleaded gas still. It says unleaded. There hasn't been leaded gas for 40 years. Why does it say unleaded gas? It should just say gas. There hasn't been leaded gas since the 70s. It freaks me out, but it should just say gas. And you can pick you can pick what, like hey, we have this, we have the premium, we have
with
the
Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Several irrigation contractors in Lincoln go out of business every year, leaving sprinkler system orphans begging for service. The folks at Judson Irrigation shed a tear for these little fellas. They've been coddling these orphans for more than 40 years. From redesign, repairing, replacing, and restoring, remember the Judson Irrigation Orphanage.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we're back, and we have some breaking news. Swim, what's happening, brother?
Well, before we get to the breaking news, we got to tell you about our friends at Renew Your Auto. Make sure you reach out to Nate, Eric, or David. This segment brought to you by our friends at Renew. Call or text Nate, Eric, or David 402-833-3858, or you can visit Renew online at renewyourauto.com. Raff, what do they do best?
Everything.
That is right. Body shop, ceramic coatings, window tinting, spray in bed liners, paintless dent repair, rust proofing and undercoating, along with so much more. Give Nate, Eric, or David a text or a call today, 402-833-3858, or learn more online at renewyourauto.com and see what Renew can do for you. I think it's right that we do this sounder. It is time for a little bit of breaking news here on The Drive. Nebraska men's basketball has received a commitment from 7-1 Icelander, a center, 2025 four-star Leo Curtis. I'm officially committed to the Huskers. He is the number 84th player in the recruiting class overall. But like I said, Leo Curtis, a 2025 four-star, 7 feet 1 inches from Iceland, number 84 player in the entire country, has committed to the Huskers. Nebraska gets another addition to their 2025 class, and it comes, like I said, in the form of a 2025 7'1" Icelander, a center, Leo Curtis.
And Nick, he was originally signed with Arizona. Was Arizona, wasn't it?
That's correct.
Originally signed with Arizona. He had also chosen Nebraska over Washington, Texas, a number of others. Here's what he says. He says, I chose Nebraska because of how the coaches use the bigs and help players develop. The facilities are top-notch. I know I'll have everything I need to improve. The fan support is amazing, too. I'm excited to be part of that energy. He had planned a second visit to Washington for today and potentially a third to Texas for the weekend.
Thanks for playing.
Yeah, I was, man, that is, like I said, obviously we want to see it when he does out there, but you know what? You got to bring him in.
Yeah.
You know, the guy's 7'1".
He had a little bit of a down year in 2024, but in 2023, in 2 seasons ago, Curtis averaged 15.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game while shooting 65% from the field and 43% on 3-pointers. So a dude that he mentioned how Nebraska uses their bigs. We know it that Nebraska uses their bigs. They like to facilitate through them quite often. Rink Mast is going to be a big part of that this year, but also the ability to stretch the floor is something that a guy like Rink Mast does really well. And hopefully Leo Curtis, if he can have something similar to that 43% mark from beyond the 3-point line, even if it's not high volume, that's fine. You just have to shoot it at a high enough percentage to where the defense has to honor you guys.
Well, Raff, he committed from Arizona State. He's right now he's at Cats Academy there, Massachusetts. Chose the Sun Devils over Indiana and West Virginia, and now, of course, is with Nebraska. Gentlemen, what's your thoughts and opinions on this?
Raffy?
Oh, sorry. Oh, I like it. Sorry. Hey, my bad. No, I like to pick up it. Like we said, like Nick said about the volume. Like if he's able to, keep that above 40% clip from the 3-point line, bring people out, and then be able. But he still is going to have to do his work inside. Where it's done. To get those rebounds, and it gives us another big body down low. So I like to pick up for Nebraska. It's always good. Anytime you can get a guy over 7 foot and with production, I mean that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way of the league. You got Victor Wembanyama that came from France, and now, the European athletes are understanding or getting no more notice than before years ago, because years ago you only would hear about 1 or 2 people, players at the college level, even at the pro level, men's and women's, that are doing this over in France, over in Germany, over in Russia, stuff like that. Now it's becoming commonplace for the college ranks and NBA teams, WNBA teams to recruit these athletes. And these athletes are coming in, I say well polished, because they understand the finesse of the game. They may not understand the physical part, but they adjust real fast to it. You saw Victor do it. He got beat up his rookie year a little shoulder injury, and then he obviously had the blood clots too. But that is obviously just health reason. But just for understanding the inside of paint game, like we were referring to earlier, they adjust real fast. And a guy who was one of the first iterations of that was Tony Parker. When he came from France, he was 15, 16 years old. He had been playing in the France Pro Leagues. And so when he got here, I think he was like around 18, 19, right? So he already had some pro experience, and then just got well polished with Popovich and their coaching staff at San Antonio. So now you get, those type of players that understand it. And then you get the guys with the length too. That is always, that is always a bonus to have somebody that could, not only shoot the J, mid range and sky hook it in the paint, but then able to shoot the 3, and then just make sure they go back and play on defense too. That's the only other question mark you have for any player that's coming in from overseas and understanding the process that
is sneakily signed. They're signing some ballers in there, man. You got the 6'9" Garcia that they brought in, and they're kind of getting some, like I said, they're getting some height in there.
I think it's important for us. We can't downplay how much they lost.
Yes, absolutely.
Nebraska lost a lot, and fortunately they're going to get a healthy, what we hope to be healthy Rink Mast back. But they lost a lot. They lost their some of their top production in Bryce Williams and Juwan Gary, if not their 2 top producers consistently. So through that though, is you hope that a guy like Kendall Blue can come in and play a little bit. You hope that Price Sanford continues what he was doing at Iowa, what he can do at Nebraska, especially out on the perimeter. And then, you bring in a couple of big guys. They brought in the guy from Tulsa, but then also now Leo Curtis from Iceland. So you'll see what happens. And then it gives hopefully an opportunity for some of the guys that they bring in that aren't, day one starters, a chance to really get into their sweet spot and really improve. Like I think of like a guy like Will Cooper, who comes from Air Force. Hopefully one of those guys that doesn't have to be rushed into playing meaningful minutes, an abundance of minutes, because you have guys like a Connor Essegian, you have Sam Hoiberg. And I'm still interested to see what Nebraska does at the point guard position. Who do they lean on? Is it a Jamarcus Lawrence deal? Is it a Kendall Blue? Kendall Blue's not an on-ball guard. It's going to be a similar situation as to Bryce Williams was last year. I think we're going to see a lot of point Rink Mast. I think we're going to see a lot of Rink Mast running the ball up the floor. And that's fine because Nebraska utilizes their bigs a lot for that reason. We saw it with Derek Walker a couple of years ago, not necessarily bringing the ball up the floor, but we saw how much they can facilitate the offense through those big guys, especially in that fingernail right around that free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking news, Nebraska makes the big signing. That's obviously great news for the Huskers. Leo Curtis chooses Nebraska over a myriad of other schools. Real fast, in Nebraska, we got actually.
Let's do that next segment. Yeah, we got plenty of time.
We got some time.
Let's
We'll do it.
Let's just put a pin there.
I like when you say pin.
Put a pin.
Put a pin, or you say something a button or a bow.
Yeah, let's just put a bow on it.
I like it.
Say button. Say button.
Say button, Nick.
I'm button.
I'm button.
Say button. You guys treat me disrespect. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll be right back, folks. This is The Drive, 937 The Ticket.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with the child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts, hair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing, 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Support Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach on Give to Lincoln Day. Your gift will be received by a portion of Lincoln Community Foundation's matching fund. Homelessness is a complex problem facing our community. By working together, we can find solutions. Your donation for Give to Lincoln Day moves us closer to ensuring that everyone in Lincoln has a safe place to sleep at night. Because of your generosity, hope lives here. Give anytime through May 29th at givetolincoln.com.
Big news from your Nebraska Lottery. Mega Millions is now more mega than ever. First off, a new multiplier is built into the game. Plus, there are now bigger jackpots, better odds, and prizes start at $10. So don't miss out on these fantastic enhancements. Visit your favorite Nebraska Lottery retailer today and play Mega Millions with the new built-in multiplier, bigger jackpots, better odds, and prizes starting at $10. Drawings Tuesdays and Fridays. $5 Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 290 million.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Shwezo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Shwezo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at shwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at Nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at Nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at Nebco.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nick, tell them why I'm saying.
Hey, guys. So I got this pimento cheese dip right now. There was more in this tray. There was some grapes and some pasta salad in this tray. And we got it dropped off by Marcy from Sweet Things by Marcy. And this was spectacular. I mean, it was remarkable. I got the club crackers next to me. I got this pimento cheese next to those, and I'm too far away. I'm only like a foot away from it. I'm too far away. So I'm going to let AD, AG, and Raff, you guys talk. AD's already devoured his. Yeah. I need to take care of my business here with this pimento cheese and crackers.
I didn't even use any crackers with the cheese. I just ate the cheese just the way it was. There were some grapes she had in there. An amazing dish. So big shout out to her. She's got some sandwiches too. So yeah, I'm definitely going to devour those. I need those up as well. Gentlemen, there was a big track meet yesterday, the Heartland Athletic Conference, Track and Field Championships, and there was a young man that broke the all-time NSA all-class record. Juan Gonzalez ran the mile in 4 minutes and 3.08 seconds. He breaks the record. Raff and AG, that's rolling, fellas.
Yeah, I mean, I think back when I was running track at, high school, they were sprinting the 400 then, and that was 95, and summer track guys. And then my oldest daughter, Imani, she started to run and go to nationals and qualify for nationals. There was 13 and 14-year-olds. So sprinting the 400, it wasn't just a come off the block and you pace yourself for the first 1 to 200 yards, and then the last 200 meters, then the last 200 meters, you give it all you got. No, it's the 800 was a sprint not too long ago. For the Olympics, it is now. So to see this, and no surprise. And congratulations to Juan, in terms of setting that record. That is hard work, dedication. I mean, if you run track, you know what I'm talking about. When you cross that finish line and you can't walk, that's when you have that feeling after you run an event, you know, anything from a 400 on up, you cross that finish line, you're like, don't touch me. I just want to hit the ground and go to bed. I will sleep on the track. Those are the type of things that a track athlete experiences, win or lose. And congratulations to him, because obviously putting in all the hard work and dedication over the years of his time being on that track team, he's definitely been through that process and understands it very much well. So congratulations.
Absolutely. Decorated runner from Fremont, committed to Oregon already. Raff, Lincoln Southeast's senior Charlie Thorne, who's got some Nebraska DNA, lowered his 400 time on Tuesday. He had a 47.11 at the meet, which is his personal best and a record for the HAC record as well. He ranks nationally, Rafferty, nationally.
Top 15, I believe.
Yes.
Do we think he eats pimento cheese with club crackers?
Not good. It is off the chains, man.
Question.
She put
It's got me singing.
This question. So this HAC, is this part of the Nebraska high school system, or
it's
no?
a Heartland Athletic. It's just like the conference.
Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay.
All the Lincoln public schools are in it.
Got it. Understood. All right. Yeah. You can't eat with your mouth full like that, Nick. Come on now.
I need some more Nick action shots.
We got you.
The best part was while AG was talking about that stuff, every now and then I'd put some cheese on a cracker.
I saw him.
I would zoom in on the camera. So
and I stayed professional. And I stayed professional.
Oh.
And if you saw me, I stayed professional the entire time. I did not let him break me from what I was delivering.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. But anyway, let's move on to the RGT so we get out of here on time.
Absolutely.
Raffy,
before Raff goes, I do want to mention this too. During the field competition, Southwest athletes, want to mention them as well, made history. Long jumpers Finn McGovern, 23 feet, 11.75 inches. And Taylor Schuster, 18 feet, 6 inches, broke meet records as well. And Schuster also won the 110 meter hurdles.
Is that in relation to Brian?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, because Brian lives up in Elkhorn area, but who knows? Possibly could be. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure on that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Rafferty?
Yes.
Oh, Nick, my guy. All right, everyone. Today's Raff's Good Take comes in from our guy Pete. Goes out to Mike Smith and Sam Stetcher. They were presenters at the first Tracks Elementary Inclusion Summit. They inspired nearly 40 Belmont, Hartley, and Norwood Tracks program students. The day included leadership activities, discussions, and workshops. Mike led the scholars in making their personal mix, while Sam challenged them to make kindness something that is no longer random. Each reinforced the students' understandings of their purpose as leaders who make the world a better place. So I just wanted to give out Raff's Good Take out to Mike Smith and Sam Stetcher for making the world a better place.
Big shout out to those guys. Mike has been doing it a long time, along with Pete. Of course, Mike over there it's at a skate shop, not even a skate shop, skateboard place at the Heart set up for years over there. And what he's doing for people right now is just pretty cool, man. So big shout out to him. And Pete, of course, always being that pillar that he's always been in the community. So a big shout out to them. Over at the Bay is where Mike is at. The 80 attitude adjustment today, folks, May is mental health awareness. And unfortunately, there's still a stigma when people talk about mental health. And I posted this morning. It's okay not to be okay. What's not okay is knowing you're not and choosing to stay there. I mentioned that I did that with grief for 15 years and nearly destroyed everything around me, including myself, folks. Counseling literally saved my life. There's nothing wrong with going to see someone to talk. If you have a problem with your vehicle, if you can't fix it, you call a repair person to do it, with a house, a roof, your body, etc. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. If you don't make time to care for your mental health, folks, eventually it will make time for you. And trust me, it rarely shows up under ideal circumstances, folks. Take care of your mental aspect. I'm begging you to do that. AG, what you got for us, brother?
No, I'll piggyback on top of that, to where that you got people around you. If you don't have professionals that can help you, you have friends and family that can lend an ear.
That's
right.
and
then if you see it as a teacher, as a coach, as an uncle, cousin, brother, if you see it in them, ask them the question, how you doing? You know, are you okay? You know, how's your day going? You know, sometimes we get, you know, we caught up with the speed of life and we don't ask those simple questions like that. How you doing? You know, and how you doing will go a long way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rafferty, take us home, my man.
All right, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Be nice to each other, and we will talk to you tomorrow.